Man. Hey, there we go. Now we're live.
Hey.
All right, cool. So, hey, everybody, welcome to episode 26 of everyone's favorite Gunpla Talk show, Gunpla Talk. I am one of your co-hosts, Tim, the one and only child of Mecca. And with me, as always, are a interesting group, cavalcade, friends, Romans, countrymen, if you will, of the Gunpla community. All my awesome co-hosts. And let's go around real quick and introduce everybody. We also have a special guest for you guys. We'll introduce him in a moment as well. Let's start off with Mr. Josh Dara. Introduce yourself, sir.
Yes, my name is Josh. I live in Australia, and I built Gunpla, and I like drawing Gundam. And I entered the GBWC when I happened to finish my entry on time, which was in 2015, was the last one. And I'm hoping to finish for this year, so keep an eye out for my long-awaited Zeta. And that's about it. And I try and do some bad jokes during the show as well, so please laugh politely to those. Thank you.
Not that
Only
we'll know
good
if
jokes,
anyone's
brother. Only good jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, good deal. All right, let's take it over to Simon. He hasn't been with us for a couple times here. Let's introduce him back.
Yes, it's been a while. Yeah, I'm Simon, otherwise known as Gundam UK, and I'm a mech modeler from the UK. Hello.
Awesome. Thank you, Simon. Good to see you again, brother.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Awesome. All right, let's go back over to Zach. Zach, introduce yourself.
Yo, ZakuAurelius. We should be fair to Simon in that he probably has like the hardest time to join, because for him it's late on a Saturday night.
It is indeed.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
As a father of two.
All right.
Very exhausting time.
What time is it for you, Simon?
It is
What, 11?
about nearly midnight.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Even later.
Wow, man. I never realized that every time
If I was 10 years younger, it wouldn't be a problem.
If you were 10 years younger, you would just be waking up. Ooh.
He took a nap before going out.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, so
Man,
here
wait.
it's early morning, but I think Simon definitely has it worse off than me. So
Yeah, no, Simon sacrificing a body for the show. Very much appreciated. Hey, it's going to clap for that one. That's a good one. All right.
hang tough.
Anyway.
Stay strong.
It's funny.
Drink a Red Bull, brother. Drink a Red Bull. All right, so let's introduce our special guest for this show. We haven't had a store owner, an actual store owner on before in 26 episodes, and that kind of surprised me looking back at it. So without any further ado, the owner of Millenium Hobbies and the Gundam Kitchen in Blackwood, New Jersey, Mr. Irad Valentine. Sir, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey, it's Irad Valentine, known as a chef around here because it's the Gundam Kitchen, obviously. Been open 2.5 years and hoping to go long.
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Nice.
We're going to have some interesting conversations here with Irad here. But let's first kind of go around. Let's see what each one of us is kind of working on, what's on the bench right now. Let's start off again with Josh. Josh, I guess you're still working on that Zeta, right?
Yes, I'm going to bring it over without dropping it, so you guys may be witnessing a breakdown here in a second. Have to be careful.
It's either going to be a triumph or a tragedy.
Literal and physical. There we go. Yeah. So he's pretty much all painted gray and all together. What I'm doing now is I'm about to put the clear coat on so that I can start doing all the decals. So there you go.
Oh, look at that.
Where's his head?
That's nice.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And the thing that one of the mods that I did was just crotch extension, which is just ridiculous. Yeah. So there you go. Yep.
I mean,
so, man, I'm really, really cool with it. Yeah.
it can't look as any weird as a Rizel. You know, with that hook,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Weirdest
Yeah.
thing in the-
Nightingale. Nightingale's got a big one.
That's for the biggest crotch piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's a good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
I'm working on one. I had to shave it halfway off. Little circumcision, we call it.
Oh man, had to shave it down. Nice. Well, that looks awesome, Josh.
Yeah. So it's going good. And one of the things that I've been working on is I got these printed out. So from the competition.
Oh, yeah.
I got 6 of these done. So there's only 6 of these going out to the winners. And so I'm sending them out to Indonesia, a couple in Singapore, and a couple other countries. So I got these done at a local guy that I get my Gundam bases done for. And it's acrylic and it's laser engraved, and man, it turns out it looks like glass. So it's really cool. So I'll be sending those out this week to all the winners. So keep an eye out for that.
That is awesome.
Wow.
6 in the world.
Yeah.
That's lucky.
That's it.
That's lucky. Hey, when is your GBWC down there?
It's in August, 20th of August. So I'm hoping to be done in probably about 3 weeks. So I might actually be done with a month or 2 ahead of time, which is cool.
Oh man,
yeah,
Nice.
It's nice when you finish early and you can kind of skate to the finish line.
Yeah, because last year you finished ahead of time, which just would have been great, man.
Oh my God, months early. I finished in February and ours was in October. So
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
I mean, it was like one of the zero pressure.
That's, man, after like a few years or 4 years, that would have been great. Man, you just sit like on the beach in the Bahamas, just with your Zeta, with your hummingbird next to you, and he's just got a pina colada as well.
A little miniature one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
what I was going to show people was a little. So when I was painting the Zeta, I went with, if you can see this is kind of warm sort of grays. They look a bit cool on the back. But I wanted to maybe cool them up. And Zach had been telling me about putting a filter on, which you normally hand brush on with an enamel. And the way a filter works is you might put on, if I have gray base paint, you put on orange or red filter and it makes it warm, or you can put on a green filter and it will make it the whole thing look green and it evens out panels. I didn't trust myself with hand painting with enamel and possibly stuffing it up. So what I did is I mixed some clear lacquer, Tamiya spray that I decanted into the bottle, and then a couple little squirts of just regular blue. So it's this really thin blue clear. And I sprayed it over the top. And I don't know if you guys can see. Let me bring the light around. Let's see if I can show you this. Yeah, you cannot really see that at all. So me telling you this doesn't really work. I gotta see. Okay, down the bottom half here, it's slightly bluer. Okay, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. If anybody wants to try that, if you want to change the overall color of your kit, you can make a clear mix like this and spray it over the whole thing with your airbrush, and it gives you nice airbrush quality that you can't get with a brush. So there you go. You can't tell though. So anyway, just trust me. Yeah.
Beautiful. Man, I can't wait to see this thing finished.
Yeah, me too.
I had never. Have you guys ever heard of doing that, like as a way basically to make a color filter, just like a super thin
You can use
color?
Tamiya clears as well.
Tamiya clears would be, well, I guess that's basically what I've made, is my own kind of clear color.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't, Zach, and I was too scared to hand brush it, and I thought it would work, and it did. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing, is I had never heard of that before, but it seems like it would work.
It makes sense once you think of it. Yeah.
I mean,
so
you could also use, like Simon was saying, if that was Mr. Thinner or whatever, you could use the Mr. Color or Mr. Color GX has a ton of clear transparent paints. Hell, thin those down with some clear coat, and probably get the kind of a similar type of thing.
And as always, try it on a spare piece. Do not try it on your main kits.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. And mix. What I've been doing is I mix this whole bottle and then I split it into 2 bottles in case you knock one over and then you cry because you can't mix it the same way again. So split your mixes. Yeah.
That's very safe.
Yeah, split and make a 3rd bottle and send it to your post office in like a post office lock away box and just keep it there and give your children the password and so nobody else can get it. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Anyway, all right, good deal. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Zach, go ahead and release the screen if you could, and we're gonna move on to Simon. Simon, what have you been working on? I know you just released your Master Grade XS, which looked really nice.
Yeah, just finished that. That's now sitting in the cabinet, and I've just started my next Master Grade project, which is Sword Impulse.
Oh, yes.
Just something very different. I've got this far.
Nice.
Just assembled it as far as I've got.
I love that Gundam. It's such a bad, like an evil looking good Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. It's really nice. I like this little core spender thing that it comes with. This little jet thing. I'm also working on this unpronounceable Iron-Blooded Orphans kit. The that's for the for Strider Prime's summer contest. So
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
rock and roll.
Yeah.
Excellent.
that is it.
I know that.
Good deal.
I'll be interested to hear what you think about that MG, because I know it's regarded by a lot of people as like one of the best MGs out there. It's really nice, apparently.
It's great so far.
Mm.
Then again, I've only done the torso,
Yeah.
so it's kind of, I don't know.
Hard to get a good feel of it quite yet.
Was that?
Hard to get a good feel of it quite yet.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the aesthetics on the Sword Impulse. It's really different from a lot of the other master grades out there. So
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I dig it because
Especially these
kind of
large bits on the
Huh?
back. These huge swords here. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's quite
So
different.
cool.
So,
well, it's like legs are long and lanky, and it's kind of got that different feel from the bulk of the other master grade line and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Good deal.
that's it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
So man, have you had any
Whoa.
You're right.
We got two versions of Irad on here.
There we
Two
go.
reds.
Hold on a
Now
second.
we
Sorry.
got Echo.
You're right.
It's the first time we've ever had a technical hitch ever.
Yeah,
Ever,
right.
ever.
I ruined it all.
Oh,
Nah, you're
man.
good. Bro. You're good.
No, of
You're
course
good.
not.
Good now, right?
All right,
I
cool.
heard.
Echo is gone. Excellent. All right, Zach, what are you working on, buddy?
I'm almost ready to start priming this mega size Zaku.
Oh man.
Jeez.
I was really hoping to have been ready to have started priming last week, but yeah, still coming along. It's not really too much new to show you. It's all in pieces, and it's all just kind of like this is just putting some of that like wire around there to sort of look like kind of like
It's
I don't know
interesting.
what you would call that.
Like
but,
a trim. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just gold now because of the wire that I'm using is gold in color. It'll be painted up just like gray,
Nice.
like some realistic. This kind of color is supposed to look like.
Yeah,
just
that must be fun. Having all that space and just going, oh, I'm gonna just put something here, and you go, oh yeah, that looks cool. I'm just gonna keep going with that. That'll be fun.
The problem is that with all of that space, it's like when you're putting on decals without a decal guide. You have unlimited possibilities there, and you're just spending a lot of time just staring at the kit, thinking, oh, what do I want to do here? What could I do here? And what's going to look best there? Like that. So,
Are you gonna weather this one up?
yeah, I am planning on doing a little bit of weathering on it.
Cool.
The other thing is like just trying to keep it even throughout the kit, because like I don't want to have like a whole bunch of stuff I've added on this part, and then down here like nothing. So just trying to keep it even throughout as well. So
Nice. Welcome to the wonderful world of customization.
yeah.
Awesome.
So
well, it looks good, man.
It'll
Looks
be
really
nice
good.
when it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be happy to have it done.
Awesome. All right, let's go real quick. Oh, wait a minute. What am I working on?
Tim, what are you working on?
Man, I'm not
What are you
working on
working on,
anything.
Tim?
Oh,
Working on the Ozymandias. If you guys follow me on Facebook or Twitter, you can kind of see the progress that it's taking right now. Scratch built the gun recently. Just finished that. Added some scribing and notches and things, and I think it really looks pretty good. Aside from that, I've
Scratch built that gun. It's so good.
Oh, you like that?
I love it. I really like it. Yeah.
I was happy with it. I think it came out a lot better than I had honestly envisioned.
Nice.
Because I started with a piece of concept art, that I kind of loosely based it off of.
Okay. I was wondering about
mainly
that.
the banana clip. That's where I kind of got the idea of that from, and then just kind of built it up from there. So yeah, I think it came out pretty pretty decent. But right now I'm scratch building the back armor skirts, and that should be interesting. A lot of weird angles, a lot of advanced geometry, and it's going pretty slowly. Let's put it that way. So, but it's still fun, and I'm still very, very confident that I'll be done in time for GBWC. So, should be good to go.
Oh man, this is gonna be great to see.
How much time have you got?
Let's see. October is the deadline, so probably about 4 months. A little under 4 months.
Yeah.
So I figure I give myself another month or two for the actual model, and then a month or two for the base and paint and decals and finishing and all that. So if I have to cut the base, I have to cut the base. It's not a big deal, but I've got some interesting ideas for the base. Something a lot different from last year, let's put it that way. So should be
cool.
Should be fun. So a little mixed media action going on.
Yes, nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
is it like a 5th grade science convention volcano that's like erupting with like ketchup and stuff, and the Ozymandias is right on? I think that's what it is. Cool.
That would be incredible.
Yeah,
and it's like it's not even good. It's just like bleh, bleh.
Yeah, and you put it in the case, and it just explodes on all of the other models and gets that red goo on all of them. Yeah. I'm sure I would get tons of bonus points for that. And all the other competitors would love me.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
oh man.
Kind of just to kind of give a sneak peek. What I plan to do is, instead of wrapping the base in plastic like I did last year for the Hummingbird, I am going to use kind of a beat up old style leather and wrap the base in that, and then add painted plastic accents on top of that. So I think given the color scheme and everything, I think it'll look pretty damn good. I'm hopeful anyway. Let's put it that way. Nice. I'm hopeful. So, all right. So let's go over to Irad. Irad, are you working on anything right now, man?
Last couple of months, I've been doing a lot of miniatures because my store started carrying miniature gaming about in February. So I've been paying my butt off. Infinity, I just did The Walking Dead, Ruin Wars. Just been burning through lots of miniatures. So new experience for me. A joke around here is I have a Nightingale I've been working on for a commission for like a year and a half, which is all candy coated. So you know how candy coats goes. You mess up once, you gotta keep stripping it. And
and it's such the Nightingale it's so big. There's so much room to make mistakes on.
Yep, you can see every one of them because it's huge. So that's been a thing. So I even got to my 60 thrusters. I got an LED up too, and figure out how I'm gonna get them in aluminum look or something like that. So lots of fun.
Gotcha. That sounds awesome, man. That sounds awesome. All right, cool. Let's real quick go take it over to Zach for the news. Zach, what's news?
Well, well, I haven't actually heard from anyone, so I don't know if anyone noticed, but I actually didn't do Gunpla news for this month, just because month I was busy working on some updates for my channel, and then just other life things. I didn't get around to it, so I skipped it this month. But there also wasn't really all that much news really to talk about. We had obviously a lot of news last month. Like we just saw, there was some images and stuff like that of some stuff that would be coming up. But I think kind of maybe the most interesting thing that was announced was the P Bandai Master Grade Full Armor Gundam and Psycho Zaku, the damaged versions.
Oh yeah.
You guys see about this?
That's really cool.
Because that's something that Bandai hasn't done full kits of ever before.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think they've done the damaged parts for the Shinanju head and for the Exia repair head, but those were just released as part sets, not as the whole kit. But basically, with these Master Grade kits, they could have released them as part sets because it's really only a few new parts. It's not really, in terms of the plastic, there's not very little actually different with it. For the Gundam, I think it only has a new head shield. I think that's it. Which are damaged, and then the rest is just going to be either stickers or water slides, I guess, just for like some damage.
The shield looks cool. I'd love to see how the parts look and how the molding is. That'd be cool to see in person.
Yeah. And doesn't it come with like some base, I guess, pieces or something like that?
Basically, just, and from what I could see, it's just like an action base, and then it has like some of those clear arms, like the Master Grade Turn X had that parts for like going out for all the different, when it separates into all the different parts.
Oh yeah,
kind of similar to that. Where it just has like, I think it's 3 or 4 just little clear arms for the base that hold the pieces of like the broken colony parts that comes with. So that's cool. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff, I mean, for dioramas that people usually just scratch build that.
Yeah.
Those do look pretty nice.
That's cool in a way, because a lot of people, they want to make something, but they don't really know how. And so this would be it's a good kit to make a diorama.
Yeah, nice little display piece. You know, if you want something a little bit different from, you know, just a standing model and everything. So
yeah.
Very cool. All right, good deal. Well, it looks like Zach is done with the news. He's walking off.
Bye.
All right, that's a first.
Come back.
All right, then we're done with the news, I guess, guys. All right, so hey, let's get into the meat of this conversation. Let's talk to Irad. Let's talk about the store. Irad, tell everybody, obviously, because not everyone is familiar with the kitchen. Tell everybody about the store and all that. Give us some details, man.
So the store opened up December 2014. My goal was always to have primarily Gundam store, anime-based store. Because whenever I've gone into any stores that sold Gundams, they're always like hidden in the back. Like comic book stores are having their way in the back, or I mean that's the U.S. pretty much how it is. Otherwise, it's like Gundam Planet, which is in a warehouse. So my goal was really to try to create a store where Gundams would be in the front and the main focus of the store. So that's what we kind of been rocking with.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, very cool. And now, so I actually went up to the kitchen, a couple weeks ago, and saw the store, and it's really, really cool. And you know, basically, it's more than just Gundams, right? I mean, you sell kind of like a good selection of other genres and stuff like that. And what other kind of stuff aside from Gundams do you guys have in stock?
So we definitely doing Code Bakia. So you got your frame arm girls. I import those Zoids. Who's not really supposed to be here. Don't anybody know. So I get those in. I do a little bit of military and cars, but that's kind of an older generation. I was really trying to focus on those Millennium Hobbies. I was trying to focus on a new millennium. So I was sticking to futuristic type of thing. So we have those. I do a little bit of RC with Kayoshi's Mini Zs. So we race those once a week. On Tuesdays, we set up this whole store and race. We got about like an 18-foot track in here, so it's pretty cool. And then we do game night, so we have a whole miniature section in the back now, and that's been going pretty well too. We actually had Flames of War demo today, so I kind of felt like that was a good parlay from the Gundams because it still kept the whole modeling aspect going like the miniature tabletop stuff.
Very cool.
Have you ever had a business or anything like this before, Irad? Or is this the first one?
First.
Man. That's that good on you, dude, because that's a big, massive leap to make. I've never done that before. And I'm glad that it's working out. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, especially jumping into a physical brick and mortar store. Obviously, starting something online is not easy, but it's not exactly out of reach for a decent number of people. But brick and mortar, man, that's just, I think, on a whole different level of commitment. So, man, yeah, that's a step, man.
Yeah,
it's good for the community as well, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, totally.
Not just an online thing. It's good to have to build a community around it. So.
And that's exactly why I did it. Because I mean, everybody. It's so funny when I opened up. Like so many people were like, "Oh, I can buy Gundams in a store. I haven't seen that since 2000." So, I mean, we pretty much got cut off for the most part in like 2002. So America, I mean, they used to be in Toys R Us and stuff in America, and KB, and you can find them. I think even like Walmart's had them at one point. But we got cut off in like '02, so we had to find a few pop-up stores or a few hobby stores that had it for many a year.
Nice.
And there's still nothing like going into a store and just looking at them on the shelves and just picking up a box and holding it and like putting one or two under your arm, like when you're a kid, you're like, okay, I might be getting one. And then you walk around the rest of the store. And it's so much fun. That's great.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I sit there and help everybody, you know, tell them the tools they need. And I don't like hard sell anybody, you know. It's like, hey, you can buy this is the cheapest route you can go, or you can buy that. But, you know, I try to get people, you know, just to understand the hobby. You know, a lot of people come here and want to jump into a master grade in the first kill. Like, you might want to do a high grade. But you definitely want to do a high grade first.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you got, is there anything that's surprised you in the sense of something you love about having the store that you didn't expect? Like, is it putting on the build meets or anything like that? Is there anything that you didn't expect that you'd really, really like that you have?
You know, I've been in retail since forever. So I always try to have like the customer interaction, but like this is so much more personal because it's my store and it's just me here 99% of the time. So just that interaction and really getting to know the customers. I know like half the people by name, and people hang out with me for like 2-3 hours, sometimes whole days. So you know, it's definitely like I like know their kids. I know who's going to college, and if they're finished this year, and all that kind of stuff. So I was actually invited to a graduation yesterday for somebody, and I couldn't make it, but it's like really cool because it's like really on a personal level. So that's kind of something I didn't expect. I've been in retail and I was trying to get great customer service, but it was never on this kind of level.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, you touched on kind of the customer interaction and some of the, I guess, peripheral of type of things that you put on too. Tell us a little bit about some of the other things aside from, you know, being able to purchase. What kind of customer meets and things like that do you guys do?
So every month we have what we call the Gunpla potluck. So you bring in what you've been working on for last week or last month. It's like a show and tell basically. You know, usually not a competition or anything like that, but everybody just like lays out their stuff, and it's just great to be able to interact with people and be like, oh, so that's how you did that. You know, everybody's asking each other questions. So it's a really cool, great experience. I always try to recommend new people to come in if they usually are afraid of it, because I'm like, this is probably your best opportunity to see something you like and ask the person who did it right there, and they will walk you through because everybody's the one so scared, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously we have some classes. So Tim's doing a great class for us this Saturday coming up for scratch building. But we've done a whole series of classes from painting, like from like basic Gunpla to painting to we did photos for like Instagram, so you can get your photos really pop and stuff like that. So we've had several. I've actually gone to one of the local colleges. Rowan has a community college nearby, and I've held Gunpla 101 for the anime club. I think I've done it 3 times, so like every semester.
That's awesome.
That's
now
nice.
you said that you do some racing and stuff like that. What, on Tuesdays, right?
Yeah, right now it's on Tuesdays. We used to do it once a month on Sundays, and then we kind of fell off, and so we're trying to get back into that.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, I don't know if you guys watching at home can see, but behind Irad is this massive, massive table full of models. I mean, look at this thing. This is nuts. You know, it's one thing to see, obviously.
Zach, can you put Irad on presentation?
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, just so everyone can see that one.
Yeah, so this is not even all of them. Usually we have a lot more, but we thinned it down because we were playing another game on it today, so we thinned it down a little bit and we put it back up.
Gotcha. Now, guys, like I said, I've seen this in person, and it's a lot bigger than what it looks like on screen. I mean, the table is really, really big,
it's like 5 by 6.
Yeah, I mean, it has a bigger presence than I think just 5 by 6 or whatever. You know what I mean? Seeing all the models on there and everything is just such a cool kind of spectacle. Very similar to kind of the feeling that you would see at a GBWC event or a massive meetup or something like that. It's really, really cool. So that's definitely, if you ever do happen to make it to the store, which I highly encourage that you guys try to, that's a sight to behold. So very, very cool. So real quick, let's talk about the classes and everything. Now, obviously, Justin and I are both going to be up there a week from today. We're going to be teaching a lot of scratch building, detailing, scribing, stuff like that. But let's talk about some of the other classes that have happened here too, because those sound really, really interesting. So you had like a photography class and other things. What other kind of classes did you guys offer before?
We did diorama. So that was like, we took a lot of that foam that you use for like insulation, the thicker one. Pink Panther makes it. So we did a whole class just making those. Those came out amazing. Check out the Instagram, the Gunpla Kitchen. We got on kitchen, so you check out on there, you'll see it was like 8 of them. They came out. I was like, these guys never did anything. You thought they were at the GBW. It was crazy.
Wow.
And then we also did like hand paintings. I did a class like just like if you don't have your airbrush yet, how can you get some paint going on? So I did a class on that, and we've had 2 or 3 airbrushing classes over the time, and that's really cool because my man Noel, he comes in, he brings like he's an airbrush like hoarder addict. I don't know, it's crazy. He has like 8 airbrushes, and I think like 4 compressors, and one of them's like a $1,200 compressor. It's crazy. So he brings them all in, and everybody gets to play around with some different airbrushes. It's really good. So it's a real great learning experience for them to actually get their hands on the tool and then see if it's worth the investment for them, which obviously it is.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
Nice.
And like you said, the customer interaction and bringing the people in, just to, I guess, kind of see other parts of the hobby. That's just a really, really an amazing type of thing. Because the more they see and the more kind of, I guess, the curtain is lifted, if you will, off of the magicalness of these advanced techniques, the more people I think are going to get into them. So that's really, really cool. Really cool.
I mean, you guys know from my video, I really try to push that. It's not as hard as you think it is. You might not be ready for the world champions, but it's not as hard as you think it is. And like people come in, and I have like a lot of times when I build something, I build it to show off in the store a technique. Like, so I'm like, I want to do basic weathering without painting anything. I'm going to do like a grunge wash or something like that, and I'll put it on display, and then somebody will come in like, oh my God, it looks so great. Here, let me grab a scrap piece of plastic. We'll scratch it up, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. And it'll take like 3 minutes. You'll be amazed. And then,
nice.
I got guys who come back, and like they're beating me now on this stuff. I'm like, damn, like that's better than what I did.
That's cool.
Oh man, the student becomes the master.
Exactly.
Yeah, demystifying is a big part of the hobby, and like techniques and stuff like that. You just come in, this is how easy it is. Like you just do this, and it's great. Yeah.
But you kind of need that like somebody to sit there and tell you. Like, I mean, you can see it on YouTube, but a lot of people are like, oh, he's a pro. I don't know, but if you actually see it, it's somebody that does it right in front of your face. Like, oh, that's easy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and you touched on the video, and we'll talk about the one video here in a little bit. But for those that don't know, you have a pretty robust YouTube channel with some tutorials and things like that.
I'm not Zach.
Well, nobody can be Zach. Zach's a machine, man. He pumps out content like crazy.
If we're talking robust, there's definitely a lot
when
there,
he
I
has
guess.
a working computer, anyway.
Yeah. That in the chat, by the way, this is my wife's computer that I'm using at the moment.
Yes. Covering the important topics.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
But let's talk about the channel real quick, because you do have some some nice tutorials and things like that on there. Tell us a little bit about kind of what people can expect from the Gundam Kitchen YouTube channel.
Well, I'm a noob to the YouTube game, so every video is getting a little better. I started out just doing like what's just came in the door, so I like do an unboxing or have everything on the table and display because it was a little better on video than just a photo. Actually did a couple of those live, and then people be like, oh, let me see this. I'd open them up and like show everything. But then I started switching to try to do some tutorials. I had a really good tutorial on it was weathering with just using the Real Touch marker, and I did like a brown on one of those real little universal kits they have, and people love that one. So I was like, all right. So that's when I started doing the chef's thoughts and trying to like throw in something kind of funny and then swing over to showing you something you can learn from. But I've been like sick for like 2 weeks, and then was on antibiotics for like another week. So life happens. So I'll be back on it soon.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So, all right. So, the I guess the video that kind of got us kind of hooked on to you was the the video titled "Basic Ass Builders." Now, obviously, the title may be a bit misleading, but it's got an amazing message. For those of you that have not been able to check it out, go search up the Gundam Kitchen on YouTube and check out Chef's Thoughts, Basic Ass Builders. Now, I'm not going to give too much away. I'll let Irad, kind of explain that more. But it's hilarious. And when I first saw it, I was like, brother, preach, because that was like my thoughts exactly. But Irad, tell the people about this video and kind of what the message behind it was, and kind of what you wanted to convey in that video. Tell us about that.
So most of the videos that are going to come out that are going to be funny, or like kind of stuff I'm going through in the store, just hearing customer after customer after customer saying stuff. So I guess it could kind of be like a little pet peeve in my head, and I can try to release it as a kind of funny video to bring some light to the issue, and like you can get past this. So that's kind of the thought behind it. The inspiration was definitely the Basic Bitch video from College Humor. It's an old school video, but it's hilarious. The girl comes in with her boyfriend, and the doctor tells her, pretty much prescribes her that she's a basic bitch and she needs to fix that. And the boyfriend is just tired of her, walks out on the right end of it. But hilarious video. So I just try to like play that towards like all these guys who just keep building the simplest kits. Like they don't do anything to their kits, but they sit there and complain about stuff. And I'm like, well, why don't you just take it to the next level? Why are you complaining about stuff, color separation, but you aren't doing anything about it, Bandai's making great stuff, so you're really lucky what they make, because it's a lot better than I built a couple glue kits, and I don't understand why they have to be glue. Bandai can make this stuff that's good and snap fit. Like, why are we wasting our time with glue?
Exactly.
But it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So, if you're buying a high grade, expect there's going to be a little bit of work, but it's a hobby. It's not supposed to be, here you go, figure. You should put some work into it. And it's supposed to be something that does consume time. And like, I think that's what a lot of us like, is that it does take a little bit of time. If it was simple, why would we do it? We would just buy figures.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Now, and at the end of the video, not only do you kind of give everybody that message, but you also tack on a really cool tutorial about panel lining and different ways to panel line with different media and stuff like that. Tell people a little bit about that one too.
Yeah, so I think it was 6 ways to panel line. So I went through like the Gundam markers, a pour type marker. Then I did a bunch of washes. So yeah, like the Tamaya wash that just came out. And then I did like an oil wash. So, and I also did mechanical pencil. So if you ever notice, if you ever look at like Bandai stuff, they actually sell a mechanical pencil to do panel line, which I think is hilarious. Just only get it if you want it for the, I'm a gun collector, like I get everything because it's just a mechanical pencil. It's a mechanical pencil. And not a mechanical. But so it's an option. So, and there's tons of options, and that one's probably in your house already.
That's cool.
I remember we were at one GBWC, Kawaguchi was there, and he was doing a demonstration and doing a little bit of battle damage. And he just pulled out a little B pencil and just started just shading on the edges. And I'm like, okay, that's just, why did I never think of that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these like old school armor modelers and stuff like that, do crazy stuff, but it's like so simple when you break it down to individual steps. And they use all sorts of crazy like mixed media, like graphite from pencils and stuff like that to get a little shine on, like wheels and stuff like that, or inner gears and things. So yeah, I mean, just simple stuff like that is just so crazy. So
I saw somebody do like it might have been like an aircraft or something like that, a jet, and they had sanded down the lead pencil on some sandpaper to get the lead dust, and then they used a cotton tip to then like almost like post shade with that. And I like that because you can post shade with that, and then if you don't like it, you can use an eraser and get rid of it and wipe it off, and so it's not permanent like airbrush post shading, which scares the crap out of me. So yeah, that's something. Yeah, pencil is the number one
Use,
Gunpla
graphite. Graphite.
Yeah, look, there you go,
pencils as
Simon.
Yeah, that's another thing I touched on in the video was that you really need to use the resources around you. So if you don't have, a Gundam community in your area and somebody you can tap into, talk to those old school modelers. They do it in military and cars. If you want your Gundam to look glossy and fresh out the factory, go to a car guy. I mean, they've been doing that for 50, 60, 70 years, doing those kind of detail. You want to look beat up like it's been World War II? See a military guy. Go to your local hobby store. So I mean, I think everybody thinks they have to, look at Gundam videos, and I want you to look at my videos and anybody else up here is putting videos up, but also check out the military guys because they got some old school tricks that still work.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, Irad, how did you even? Oh,
sorry,
you
go
go,
ahead, Josh.
I was going to change subject. You go.
Oh, okay. No, I was just going to say, just to kind of tack onto that, for those guys that are watching that may feel like they're on a one-man island, the IPMS, International Modelers something, is
International Plastic Modelers Society.
What Simon said, yeah. It's a massive entity that have. Hey, see, there you go, IPMS magazine. Yeah, on Simon's screen.
Every 3 months.
Every 3 months. There you go.
Yeah.
So, but IPMS is all around the world. They have chapters pretty much everywhere. And if you look them up, chances are that they will have a chapter very, very close to you. My local chapter is probably they have a meet every month, which is maybe about 30 minutes or so away. I haven't unfortunately been to one yet, just simply because it's on Wednesday nights, which is problematic for me. But I do want to try and get down to one because they have, a lot of old school guys down there that post, some really just mind-blowing looking kits. Now, granted, most are armor and cars and stuff like that, and not a lot of Gunpla, but still, the techniques that they have nestled inside their brain are just absolutely invaluable to people that are, in modeling today. So, pick those guys' brains and see what you can do. Also, too, the IPMS groups will a lot of times put on yearly shows and stuff like that. I know up in New Jersey they have Mosquito Con, I think.
Yep.
And that draws, I know, a lot of people.
Guys do that.
What's that? What'd you say, Irad?
That's a real big one around.
He said it's a big one.
Yeah. And I see a lot of people go to that that I'm friends with on Facebook and things, and really good Gunpla turnout for that too. But a lot of IPMS chapters have kind of a similar thing. So just check your local IPMS chapter. If you're feeling kind of alone in the world and don't have anybody to sit and talk models with. So, but anyway, Josh, what were you going to say?
I was just curious, Irad, how did you get into Gunpla? Was it when you were younger, or was it from Gundam Wing being on TV?
Funny thing is, I'm not a Gundam Wing fan.
Hey.
I have arguments in here all the time. Like, that's nostalgia, man. It's not that good. There's stuff out there. It's better. But I mean, I was in anime back in high school, and then I really, going through college as a broke college student. But when I graduated, I went down South Street in Philadelphia. There was a comic book store on one side, and there was an anime store across the street. But actually, the comic book store was the one that had the Gundams, and I bought my first one there. I just bought it because it looked cool. I think I had seen Endless Waltz, but I didn't really know what they were. I just that looks cool. I can build it. Let's do it.
Had you built any scale models before, like traditional cars or planes or anything like that?
Nope, just Legos.
Oh, man. So your first model kit was a Gunpla kit. That is amazing. Oh, wow. Cool. I had years of being impatient and painting it and then putting glue on and then moving the part, and it doesn't dry, and I want to put the next part on, and oh, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, I missed all that torture.
Yeah, man. Good work.
Nice. That's awesome. So, But for those of you who don't know, Irad's shop is very, very close to Philadelphia. Irad, about how far away is Philly from you guys?
Either bridge, 17 minutes. So Ben Franklin or Walt Whitman.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, for those of you guys watching, if you're in the Philly area or, kind of PA area, man, the kitchen is very close. So hit it up. I know our friend Jordan or Ed will be coming next week to the class, and he's been on with us before, and he's gonna partake in the class and everything like that, and a couple other people that are probably notable. James from one of the admins from It's a Gundam, Fox that does a show, the Zionic Earth Outpost. I know. I think he's coming next week. A few other people probably are going to be partaking, so it should be a ton of fun. What kind of turnout do you think we can expect next week, Irad? What are we looking at?
Well, we only have 7 seats left. So
wow.
Out of 25. So
Cool.
I expect those are this week.
So we got a pretty full house.
Somebody actually already bought a standing room only seat too, or standing room only. So we got one of those bought too.
Very cool. Very cool. So
and another thing is that a lot of those guys you just spoke about are regulars in my store. So
yeah,
you can walk in my store and see somebody you watch on YouTube or Instagram. Gundam Nerd's another one that comes in my store a lot that has a huge amount of followers on Instagram. So you can just run into somebody that you probably admire their work or what they're talking about, and just hang out in my store.
Nice.
This is another cool reason to hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hell, I was up there a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I mean, anybody that just happened to pop in at the time, hey, I was there. So yeah.
The champ is here.
Not saying that I'm anything special or anything. I'm just saying I was there. Hey, GBWC champion and all.
You're just like, oh hey, and you're like, wait, what happened to this trophy? Oh, this trophy. Oh.
No. He walks around with those big wrestling belts.
Yeah. I wish they gave those out. That would be amazing. So those little dinky trophies have a big old belt over your shoulder. That would be great.
Or it's like a belt with this big gold samurai sword or something. Just because it's Japanese. That'd be cool.
I couldn't get through the airport on that one.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, that's cool. That's cool. So let's talk about kind of the in and outs of actually owning a shop. Like we touched on before, starting an online business, that's kind of within the realm of the reach of, I should say, for most normal folks. But man, having a brick and mortar, I mean, tell us kind of the trials and tribulations of owning a brick and mortar. What kind of things do you have to sacrifice and go through on a daily basis?
Money.
There you go. Yeah.
And time.
And time, yeah. So, like I said, I have a couple guys that help me out. I got boy Ricardo who's here right now, so he can help me get somebody came in the door while we were open. But I have a couple of people who help me out, but most of the time it's just me. So I'm pulling Monday through Saturday. Sunday's off. So, open 11 to 8. So, put some hours in.
Man, that's some hours. Gosh.
Yeah, some hours.
Long days.
But if you do something you love, you're not working. So
That's it.
So, and I'm sure a lot of people come in here probably think I don't work at all because they come here and they just talk to me and we're chilling. But there is a little bit of work involved. A lot of it is always trying to keep up with where I can get the best deals from. Keeping up with the yen just to see if it ever drops low enough to ever buy from Japan again. Seeing if I can figure out another way to get some stuff, without lower shipping charges or without shipping at all. It's always trying to, maximize, the profit so I can actually offer stuff at competitive rates, like a Gundam Planet. I can't sell Amazon, they're ridiculous. They're telling everybody.
Yeah.
At least I can try to keep up with like a Gundam Planet. So, anybody in my local area will at least drive up there and they got it right here. So, and it was cool. Like a lot of my guys, even if they go to Gunpla Talk, they'll actually give me a call and be like, hey, Aaron, do you have this? Because I'll just buy it from you, but, come up here. So I'll buy something else that you don't have. And actually, you know, it's kind of funny because it's becoming a little East Coast mecca now, where they hit my stores and they go to Gundam Planet. They come from the South, so that's
Nice.
cool.
That's cool. Because that's what happens with I guess with businesses now. That we have a big thing called Bunnings in Australia, which is like the massive hardware stores, which I'm sure you guys have your own version of that. And they have everything you need at the lowest price ever, and maybe like 6 different options of each item. So we actually have to like change. I don't know. I have to change my mind and go. The cheap price is not the reason that I should be going there. I need to be going to places for other reasons, because obviously I can get it from Amazon in the cheap place, and hooray, I got it cheap. But I just got it from them. And supporting stores like yours, Irad, and there's stores around here in Brisbane, it's just a way to kind of change our minds about how we get stuff. And if you can buy a kit, maybe like 1 in every 5 kits you buy it from a local brick-and-mortar store, that still helps. Because then you have people like you that you can go and pick their brain about and get tips and ideas on how to customize and everything. So it's changing how we kind of see value, I think. Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, you know, everybody complains they don't have any more comic book stores or whatever, but like, did you buy comic book stores when the comics when the comic book store was open? Did you support them?
Yeah.
You know, like, did you help out? So you complain you don't have stuff anymore, but you used to go there, but did you actually help them?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know, it's all about, like, really, like, you know, don't take it for granted. When you do have something good, you need to support it because it's a hard market out here, and Amazon's going to rip everything.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
And that's a big thing right now in the U.S. I mean, Amazon is killing retail at this point, and you know, for those of you that are more interested in that, obviously you can look it up in the news right now, because there's stories everywhere about it. But you know, having a brick and mortar, having some place to go to and see these things and hold them in your hands, and you know, have that, I guess, tangibility is important to a lot of people. One of the guys in the chat had just mentioned Rizern is the person's name. Best thing about brick and mortar stores are no waiting for it after you buy it.
Yeah. It's the fastest shipping ever.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
But I mean, that's an excellent point, because I mean, even if you do get it on Amazon, I mean, even if you have Prime or whatever, I mean, it's still a couple days wait. And if you've never owned that particular kit or tool or what have you before, you don't exactly know what you're getting into. There might be a little trepidation in hitting that order button, where if you go to a store like The Kitchen, you can see it, hold it in your hands, check the quality of things, and take it home if you're so inclined. So yeah, brick and mortars definitely still have their place in the world.
Yeah, the idea that you have it in the bag and you're like, man, as soon as I get home, I'm starting this. I don't care if it's like midnight. I'm starting this. That's so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and another thing too, like Irad had pointed out, you know, meeting up with other like-minded individuals is really important, because, you know, say for instance, if you're just kind of out in the middle of nowhere and you don't know anybody that you know partakes in modeling, having a store and having that resource to touch base with other people and kind of pick their brains or see what they're working on and stuff, man, that's crazy valuable, you know. So
Irad, do you have a favorite kit that you've ever built? What's your favorite kit?
I think the High New Burka.
Oh yes, man, those chunky legs.
Yep.
Oh man, so good. So did you ever build the original MG High New?
No, missed that one.
Okay. Oh man, nice. Once again, you come in at the top level.
Yeah.
You don't do the early stuff. That's cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
That I knew was that Verka was quite divisive with that. Hey, a lot of people were not really into the new redesign, but I have to agree with you. I like that a lot more. I built the original Master Grade as well, and I liked that at the time, but the Verka is so much nicer, I think.
Yeah, I like the change in the legs, and he just looks beefier and heavier. And yeah, those lower legs with those big vents. Oh man.
Yeah, really nice.
Go car or go home.
No, I think Tim had a really good point about how you may be hesitant about buying something online because like you said, you may not know exactly how to use a product or something, or you're a little bit unsure if it's exactly the right product that you need. That's really helpful. Even like when I've been in Japan, I've gotten help like from the store clerks there about like different kinds of thinner and stuff, like for different types of paint and things like that. It's really nice to.
I don't even know how you could buy paint online. That's amazing to me. If you could buy paint online, because you can't. Those pictures online of the color, they're not even close.
Yeah.
That's true.
See, I buy paint online, but it's more for no, it's more for getting it and basically sampling it, if you will.
Yeah.
So, and then if I like it, then you know what, I'll go to my local store and you know, be like, hey, I need that one. You know what I mean? So, and mostly and to be honest with you, the most of the paint that I've bought is Hobby Wave clearing out. So, I had to.
So you're set for the next 20 years.
Oh, dude, you can see my paint wall. It's nuts right now. Like every color in the rainbow, especially like in khaki and green.
Hey, just while we're on the subject, I had to step away from the computer a couple of times, so I don't know if you already mentioned about this. Maybe you did, but they're at the store. Irad, what kind of what's the extent of paints and supplies and stuff that you guys carry, or what kind of brands and things like that do you guys have?
We do Tamiya. That's like the most expensive one I have. I do some Vallejo, a lot of the Game Air. Mostly, like I try to pick out the Gundam colors that people would use. I have a little bit of Mr. Hobbies. Like I have like the Char's colors since they're so hard to do. But I don't have too many people painting in like lacquers and enamels, so I don't really focus on them as much. I say with the acrylics. Talking about testing out colors, I might try K colors or Mission in the near future. And that's pretty much the paints. I try to keep a variety of like nippers, so from like low to high, since like Tamiya doesn't even make a low end one. I try to get some like the other brands that go a little lower. And you know, I don't have any God hands, so sorry, no God hands. But we do. I do carry like the different Tamiya nippers, and usually right, I think I'm sold out all of them. I do like the glues, the cements, files. I'll get metal files, and when I have them, they sell pretty quick. Tweezers. I have a couple builder parts. I got styrene in. So you know, it's a hobby store. So I got a decent amount of the stuff you find in a legit hobby store. Not AC Moore, but or any of those like big box hobby stores, but like the stuff for like hardcore like modelers.
Nice.
Or if there's some stuff that like maybe you had a few people that seemed like really interested in, you can always maybe like your orders and things like that. If you feel like.
First of all, I have a vendor that's like 15 minutes away from me. So and they're pretty big distributor, so I can get stuff like in 24 hours if somebody just needs like a thing. I can grab stuff real quick, and then when we had our airbrush in class, we sampled the K colors lines, and like everybody was impressed with them. So I'm like, trying to figure out, because they haven't got distribution in America yet anyway. So trying to see how that's going to work out. But that was something I was definitely interested in. If people start asking for it, and like there's so many different kinds of brands and that come out of Japan, like HIQ and stuff like that. So I'll sample a couple of things. I bought the LEDs in for them, and like super small LEDs. You put them in HGs. So I had a couple guys hook those up already, posted them up on Instagram and Facebook, and the response was pretty good. So I'll probably definitely be ordering more of those in. So yeah, I'm always trying to sample some cool stuff out of Wave makes good parts, HIQ, so Kotobukiya's builder parts, stuff we don't usually see in the U.S. And I don't think there's any store selling like Kotobukiya builder parts in 100 miles around here. Otherwise, they're probably good on the planet.
Have you got, I can imagine, chisels like Madworks or BMC or Susie Bori. Are they tough to get in store? Because each item is so expensive. That would be a big thing to get in.
I haven't got into the chisels yet. I just bought I bought a U.S. brand's chisels in. I was going to take a look at them, what he thought about them. I think they were, they might have been Trumpeter, but I don't know if they're in the U.S. I mean, they might be European, but they were one of the U.S. modeling brands, and I was going to see what he thought of them to check those out, because some of those other ones are really hard, and if I have to ship it from Japan, it gets ridiculous.
Oh, totally. Yeah, exactly. They're an expensive tool on their own, so I can imagine once you get them in, they'd be tough to get in. Yeah.
And another thing is, like, I don't have that many people at that level yet. So
Sure.
hopefully with Tim's class, people start exploring to that, and then I'll start bringing it in. So
yeah.
you don't want to overshoot your market, because I've maybe like one guy a year to ask for that.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Because the chisel revolutionizes your detailing, even if it's like a 0.3 or a 0.4 millimeter. So do a chiseling class, Tim, and then encourage everybody to get one chisel, and then Irad can do a delivery and order of all these chisels, one per person. Yeah.
Well, we're definitely going to cover scribing and stuff like that, and a little bit of chiseling and things. So, for those of you attending the class, you can look forward to all that. That'll be pretty good stuff. So, again, for those of you that are attending, and I know I've told this to Josh, by the end of the class, you will walk away with the start of a Gundam version logic.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring my Gundam version logic and a bunch of other models and stuff like that too to put on display. I know Justin is going to bring a good number of his models and stuff, and he's trying to find his Gundam version logic because he just moved, so he's still living out of boxes.
Find it.
Yeah, he's got to find the thing. So he's gonna try to find that, and hopefully bring his as well, because it'll be a nice look at what goes into scratch building something, because obviously he's not going to be done with it. So you can kind of see the intermediate steps of building something like that. So we're going to cover, talking about the tools. We're going to talk about the materials that we can use in scratch building, all the different sorts of plastic shapes, strips, tubes, rods, sheets, everything. We're going to cover, putting basic shapes together, detailing with plastic and things like that. We might even cover, I'll bring up some builder's parts and, just kind of show you real simple things to do with those. And we'll get into scribing as well. And it should be a whole lot of fun. So if you guys are going to the show, you can look forward to that. If you're interested in going to the show, check out the Gundam Kitchen Facebook page, or my page, or Justin's page. We all have posts with links to where you can pre-register for the class. Like Irad said, there's only 7 seats left, so they're moving quick. There are some standing room only seats. Basically, that's exactly what it is. You're going to be probably standing for the most of the time, but you can still interact and things like that. Probably not have a chance to actually build and partake in the hands-on portion, but even seeing the demos and stuff like that is still going to be hugely valuable. I just bumped my mic, so if I sounded like a bump, I'm sorry about that. Anyway,
hey Tim, did you mention how long is the class going to be?
Oh yeah, it's going to be 4 hours.
How much time do you have?
Whoa.
4 hours. Yeah.
So you have some time to cover a few things.
Yeah, and we're going to use every second of that time. Quite frankly, I'm worried about running out of time, much less having too much at this point. So 4 hours sounds like a lot, but man, it will go by in a blink of an eye. So we're going to do a lot of hands-on stuff. You guys that are attending will have a chance to actually, get your hands dirty and use these tools, and really kind of get into the thick of things and start scratch building yourself. So it's going to be a lot of fun and really informative. So I'm really looking forward to it. I know Justin's super psyched about it. And I know a lot of people that have commented on our posts and stuff are super excited about it too. So this is going to be great. I'm really.
Hey, also, someone mentioned there in the chat that they are planning on having their potluck kind of gathering after the class.
Yes.
The potluck is an hour after.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna hang around for most of that. Justin has a 3-hour drive. I have about an hour and a half drive, so we're not gonna be able to stay probably until the end, but we're gonna stay for a good portion of the potluck after and just kind of mingle and talk to people and everything. And they will get a chance, obviously, to bring their models in and show off, and they'll get the chance to see ours and exchange ideas and pick our brains and all that fun stuff. So, man, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be fun filled. So I highly recommend you guys coming along. So
Have you and Justin met up?
What's that?
Tim, have you and Justin met up?
No, man, no. This is actually going to be the first meeting of me and Justin. So it's going to be cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
Are you going to stroke his beard? His luscious beard.
I don't know if I'm gonna get that. I don't know if I'm gonna go that far.
And I had the time of my life.
Oh God, Simon, you made Josh
have a nice dance.
God damn it!
I mean, it's all platonic. It's fine.
Now the show's over. You made him sing.
Oh man,
I'm still waiting to get.
No,
No. I was just gonna say I'm still waiting for all of us to get that email from Clem, like, hey, we want to bring all you guys in to do a panel.
Oh man, that's it.
So that we can all hang out together.
That'd be so cool.
Man, I swear, one of us needs to win a lottery and just kind of fly all of us to one spot.
Oh
and
yeah,
just have an on-location show. We need to do that. Maybe at Irad's store. That would be cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about a little bit about kind of what we had touched on in the topic title, encouraging the community, and we had talked a little bit about the video basic ass builders and stuff, and the message behind that was really kind of to dispel the stigma of advanced techniques. So Irad, along with all of the interaction and the potlucks and the classes and everything like that, what kind of advice do you have to people that think they can't do something, but they really can? What would you say to those people?
Try it.
Try it.
Yeah,
there you go.
So first of all, like I see a lot of people just keep buying kit after kit. So if you're building all these kits, go back to your oldest kits and try something you're scared of on those, because you probably didn't build your best kit on your first kit, so that's a good scrap kit right there to try something out on. Or a lot of guys who built in the early 2000s when they were kids are now adults, but they still have those old ones. That's scrap to practice on all day long. And at the end of the day, if you want to try something and you don't want to destroy a kit because it costs too much, SDs are great.
Yeah.
Hop out of SD. They need a lot of work, especially those new ones, because they're plain as hell. So you can have a ton of paint on those because they need it, all that separation they need.
I suppose
that's one thing that
to fail.
What's that?
Yeah,
Simon?
it's one thing that.
Just don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
That's an excellent point.
Everything's a lesson, isn't it? So
yeah, I don't think failing should even be an option in this, because who's going to judge your failing? It's only you. So if you mess it up, try another kit and try it again. Or just keep practicing with some scrap plastic. You have nobody to impress but yourself. Because most of us, you guys are doing competitions, but for most of us, until we get to the level to do competitions, we're probably not showing this to anybody. So what are you afraid of?
Right.
You choose
Zach,
to
what
show
were you gonna
it.
say?
Oh no, just from all the interactions and comments and messages and things that I get from people asking about different techniques and saying I got this new kit, but I'm worried about trying this technique or something like that. And I think one thing that a lot of people maybe fail to realize is that Bandai produces more than one of that kit. So if you do somehow mess it up, you could always buy another one later. Yeah, things are expensive. And that's the other thing too, is people seem to think that just buying a kit is a once in a lifetime experience, and you can buy the kit 50 more times as long as Bandai is still producing it for the foreseeable future. So there's
that's the thing, if it's not P Bandai or something that's super limited, you got a chance to buy that again for a reasonable price. It might take a while for the cycle again if it's something older, but there's a good chance you're gonna get a chance to buy it. And like I showed in the video, not only did I show them how to panel line, but I also showed them how to clean it in case you mess up. So first of all, your thumb will take off anything that a Gundam marker can do right away. So you can just wipe that right off. You're done. Finished. Fixed. If that doesn't work, alcohol works. Wipes it right off. You're starting from fresh again. So you can't mess that up. There's literally nothing you can mess up.
Yeah.
So I mean, just start one step at a time. I'm not saying build scratch build something tomorrow, but start with the basics. Everybody should be panel line. Everybody should be. If you're happy with the paint job, that's the way it came, the plastic, top coat it. Give it a nice look. Make it look finished.
Nice.
Oh,
and another thing I
you
tell
touched
people
on
is
this.
A lot of things. I tell a lot of people is like, I don't see on my seams and stuff like that because a lot of kids, especially if I haven't painted it, I'm never done. That's going to come out and get ripped apart again, and I'll paint it one day maybe. So I don't see those seams just because I want to always have that opportunity.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Zach,
what were you going to say?
Yeah, just speaking to like time. How I mentioned about people maybe don't want to ruin a kit because I don't know, like I said, you can always buy it later, but I don't know, that feeling of the time of there being a future to maybe buy that kit again, maybe doesn't seem to exist. And this, I want to take that back to what Irad said something about earlier about taking more time, or that this is a hobby and that we actually kind of want something to take more time usually because it's how we want to spend time. And that is one of the questions that I won't say hate, but I dislike to see the most is when people ask me like, how long does it take you to build a kit? Or like, how long should this kit take? And I'm like, it's going to take however long you want to put into it. Like you could spend 10 years working on an SD kit if you want.
Zach, you don't know how much I hear that in the store. Especially somebody who's never built a kit. I'll get walk-ins, people walking by on the street just like, oh my God, that's cool. Walk in. How long does it take? Well, maybe a high rate might take you 2 hours. I ain't got time for that. I can't do that. You don't have 2 hours in your life? How do you not have 2 hours? Who's that busy? They have 2 hours in a week.
I find it's the hardest thing is like, man, if you started to just put one of the little legs together, then you will find 2 hours because you realize how much fun it is. It's hard to translate the fun.
It's nuts. When I hear people say that, and I get a lot of anime guys coming to like, oh, those Gundams always look cool, but I don't have time for that. It just seems like it takes too long. What? Stop watching TV for 2 minutes. Stop playing video games for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
and it's funny. It's like, I'm sorry, Zach. Go ahead.
No, I mean, like, obviously, if you're building for competitions or things like that, where you actually do have a deadline, that's one thing. But if you're just working on your own stuff, or even like Josh is a good example of what he did. He was working for that deadline last year, ended up just decided to skip the contest and just wait for next year. You can always do that. So, just I think it's you shouldn't ever consider time as a factor for like anything in this hobby, like in terms of how long something's going to take.
Yeah, exactly.
And to me, when I build, that's like meditation to me. If I'm just building and following directions, that's straight meditation. So I'm just cruising along, focused on one thing, and that's it. So that's my meditation for the day. Now, when I get to customizing it, it can get a little frustrating if something didn't go out the way you wanted. You have to scrap it or sand it down or whatever. That gets a little frustrating. But it's learning at that point. So that's the part I like about the customization is that's my opportunity to express my ideas. I feel like I guess a lot of us in this, especially who do the customizations, we're probably like all artists who couldn't fully, except for you, Justin. I mean, we're all artists that can't fully express our art ability. So we this is like the perfect canvas for us to, because I don't have to completely think it all out. All I gotta do is add color or add detail to it, or move it to another level. But a lot of the core is there already. So it's a great way for like an artistic mind who has maybe trouble completely focusing their artistic ability on the canvas maybe to parlay to something else, because I was pretty artistic when I was a kid. I did art class and stuff like that. When I was in college, I tried to do a little sculpting with the polymer clay and stuff like that. But this is what I really like, because between the engineering side of it and then the art side of it, it's a beautiful combo.
That's what I like about it is it can give anybody of different artistic abilities a way to express themselves. Yeah, if you just want a panel line and you have it look cool, if you want to do a little bit of hand painting, or you can get the airbrush and all the chisels and everything. It's such a good base medium. I swear it's just the best hobby.
I mean, it's a culmination. The hobby is a culmination of a ton of different skill sets, though. And I think that's what really attracts a lot of people. Because, I mean, you need to be kind of jack of all trades to get, you know, a pretty good finish out of a model that you want to have. I mean, you know, you need to obviously have a little bit of logical thought, to be able to, put the thing together correctly. You have to have a base understanding of almost kind of like engineering if you're gonna, take it that far. I mean, you have to have a little bit of artistic, almost graphic design if you're going to paint it and decal it. And then if you're going to photograph it, then you have to have at least a little bit of understanding of photography too. So it's a mix of skill sets. What's that?
You're scaring me with these skill sets.
Oh man, no.
What I actually think is
you can build the furniture, you can build this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and like I said,
you've done Lego.
Josh, you go ahead, because I was about to say the same exact thing.
And what I actually think what you're saying, Tim, I actually think the hobby gives you those skills.
Yeah.
You can start off without those skills, and you see multiple robots, you see the color schemes that somebody might do, and you learn after a while, you go, oh wait, that blue matches that purple, and you didn't know that before you started Gunpla. And the same with the engineering and stuff and how polycap goes in. I know now, after building maybe 20 master grade kits, I'm like, wait, I remember how that hinge worked. Oh, and I get ideas from other kits to help me do this, which I didn't know before Gunpla. So I think in a way it actually teaches you the skills that you've just said from being an absolute new beginner. Yeah.
No, but like Josh was touching on, I mean, if you can build a Lego set, you can put together a Gundam model.
Yeah.
And it's about the same time investment as well. So there you go.
Go, Red.
One of the things I really love about it is like those different skill sets. Like I'm not like the kind of person who likes to delve into like one thing and just stick with it. I see some guys out there who I'm gonna throw a name on Matt Ever. I love his work, but to me it's like consistently the same style every time. And that would bore the hell out of me. So I love to be able to jump around from doing like, stuff that looks totally destroyed in a junkyard to if I want to do something super shiny or anything like that. I just love to jump around. I couldn't just stick to one thing because this is kind of like my personality or whatever. I want to be able to jump around from skill set to skill set. I may never master any of them, but at least I was able to touch on all of them and try to do my best.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, some people are really comfortable with kind of settling in, I think, to that, I guess, one style. But then I guess, also people like Irad are wanting to kind of flip it and try different things for each model. I know a lot of people have, when they start to settle into a specific aesthetic, and I'm guilty of this too, it does start to get a little bit old. And like with the Ozzy that I'm working on right now, man, I'm like so out of my element. It's not even crazy. It's not even funny right now, because I don't think I've ever built a Xeon suit before. So this is a first for me, actually. Yeah, I mean, go figure, right? 15 plus odd years in the hobby, and I've never built a Xeon suit. I've got them in my backlog, and I've had them in there for years and years and years, but I've never actually built one. So yeah, I mean, trying new things, man. It's the way to go.
The other thing too is that about like what Tim's talking about, having these different kind of skill sets and things. But I think because it's so open to however you want to do it, there is no set way to how kits really are supposed to look. And that I think is kind of where you see some of the most interesting stuff, is where you'll see like kits that are done like really beautifully, like as we would kind of see them in like a hobby magazine or something. But then you can see some stuff that's like so different that some people do. Like, for example, I forget the modeler's name.
Win.
Who?
Win,
yeah, that was a good example. Yeah, for sure. I was gonna mention, just at least in terms of like the like colors and stuff, is there's that modeler that's on Helios with you guys, who uses like the really bright,
Emilio.
weird colors. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Muffin Love or yeah.
That was another
he's-
example that immediately came to mind, where like just, I mean, the important thing we always say is that it looks good to you, but I mean, there are many ways to make kits look good. I mean, so yeah, you should have that skill about, like Tim's talking about, like graphic design in terms of like different color choices and like a decal placement and things like that. But it's very wide open.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
Yeah, if you're a very artistic person, it could end up not even look like a Gundam at the end of the day, but it's a Gundam at the core of it.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. No, I mean, and I've seen people, and you're starting to see this, I think, more and more do the cell shading look. You know, where it looks like from the anime. And that's just
pretty cool.
I can't wrap my head around that one. That's a little tough for me.
That's one of my favorite ones right now.
What's that?
What's that, Red?
That's like one of my favorite styles right now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. It's cool. It's like you get into it and you like, I like doing super details, adding panel lines and making it look realistic. But now that I've done a few of those, I'm like, man, I really want to try something different. And like the cell shaded, I'm like, I can do cell shaded. I can do super beat up battle damage with like soldering iron, melted laser bits, or lightly scratched like Naoki kind of battle damage. Or I can do some weird kind of pastel colors with like a tan colored inner frame, like we talk about, Zach. There's like all these different options and pathways, and I can go, which one do I want to take now? And there's all these examples out there that I can kind of follow and see where I want to take it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even though the models themselves are you know, technical representations of these super advanced robots, doesn't necessarily negate the fact that you can go super artistic with the, you know, with it and basically use that as a canvas for your art. I mean, I've seen people, you know, do like fine art pieces along the panels and stuff like that, on the armor and things, and it just turned out just mind blowing. Or like, you know, what we said a little bit earlier, like with Win. If you guys aren't familiar, Win Imong from there you go, or Kevin.
Kevin's book.
He's another great example. He does some super stylized stuff. I mean, both of those guys. I mean, obviously, Win has won GBWC Worlds, and he came in second last year. And I mean, he's just a master, just an absolute beast at the artistic side of things. And that's how kind of crazy you can get with models. You don't have to necessarily stay in that niche and paint it super accurate to, you know, the colors that, you know, come on the box. You know, you can change up those colors. It's completely allowed. You know, the Gunpla police aren't going to come to your house and arrest you for changing a color. So man, just break out of that box, try something new, try something different. And also, if you want to go that route, hit up your local hobby store and talk to the super cool owner, and he'll probably give you some advice.
Did you guys see at in the Met in New York, they have like 10 Zakus that are like a traditional lacquer finish?
Yeah,
the Japanese lacquer. Like right there, like like something crazy. Like he took like a very traditional style and brought it to that, and now it's in a museum.
Yeah, that's an excellent call. For those of you who haven't seen it, where was that on? Kotaku or something like that?
Yes.
Or Gizmodo or something? Yeah, one of the I think it was, yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that, check out Kotaku online, because what I read is talking about the Met Museum, a Japanese artist took, what were they, perfect grades? Or they mega Zakus or something like that?
Those were perfect grades. They were really old style, the Zaku, from I could tell. So I think it was a perfect.
Oh, really?
I thought those were entirely lacquer, that not actual kits, that those were just completely made of lacquer.
Really?
I thought, from what I could see of that, because I was trying to identify what kit that was too, and just based on what I could tell from the kit, I thought that wasn't actually based on a kit, that he had just maybe made a mold of that and just made those completely himself. From what I could tell.
That's even more impressive.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then I'm shocked. I'm guilty. I didn't read the article.
Yeah, I only read a paragraph.
Yeah. Too long didn't read.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
I don't
anyway,
think it talked about that. But
what's that?
I don't think it talked about that because I imagine that maybe whoever was writing the article is maybe not a member of the hobby and maybe wouldn't really know in great detail about that. But from what I could tell, you could take a look again if you can tell what model that is. Yeah, but I think they are completely lacquer.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then wow, that's a lot more. That's a much higher talent level than I had originally given them credit for, which was still very high, mind you. But it's now even higher if that's the case.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, hell, Gunpla at the Met in New York. How cool is that? We're mainstream now, kids.
That modeler, sorry, Kim, has had he's had a art show in a gallery here in Seoul. That was last fall, I think, where he just had the art gallery like you would normally have, and it was just full of his Gunpla work.
Yeah, and Sorry stuff is super artsy and kind of abstract and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, he did have like a couple like actual fine artworks, like paintings, things like that in the show as well, because he does do that. That's his day job. He's an art teacher.
Yeah. And his studio is just crazy. If you've ever seen the pictures on his Instagram page.
Yeah, or if you ever see my video.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where is that?
Yeah.
It's
How about
on
that?
the cutting room floor.
We finally get to see it, and it's like you, and you're like, yeah, I'm here talking to Sword, because you're like 15, because that's how you got breaking voice.
Yeah.
It'll end up being like a time capsule.
Yeah.
It will be.
Man.
It will come. Like it's just going through all the translation with my wife and just finding the time for that.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm sure that can be tedious.
He talked a lot, and it was actually kind of frustrating my wife a little bit because she said he's just saying the same thing again and again, and I don't know why he's saying that. I was like, oh. So once it's all translated, then I'll probably have to actually cut it up a bit if it really is that bad. So,
wow, I can't imagine cutting a video of an interview with translation as well, and not losing your spot and everything. That'd be tricky. Yeah.
And having to put the subtitles in at the right time and everything.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, Zach, I don't know how you do it, buddy.
You just need like a shot of your wife in the corner, a little circle, like the hand for the deaf, and she can just be live translating a little tiny circle down the bottom. We're getting more and more annoyed.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
No.
Good stuff. But yeah, if you guys aren't familiar, Sorry Kim on Instagram, definitely worth a follow. He is quite an amazing artist. So
his studio is crazy.
Yeah. And there's one picture, and I don't want to take too much more time on this, but there's one picture where he's just surrounded by projects, and he's sitting in the middle between two benches, and he's got the F91 Levian Rose, kind of display, and then he's got his perfect grade, Gundam all in gray and purple and everything, and he's got a few more amazing looking models sitting around him, and he's just sitting there working, and it's just mind blowing. So anyway, check him out on Instagram. So there you go. All right, cool. So we got about 10 minutes here, so let's swing it back over to Irad. Irad, for those of the people that are watching, I should say, tell us everything we need to know about the Gundam Kitchen location, website address, all that good stuff. Tell us about that.
It's on Facebook, Instagram. I think I'm on Twitter, but I just repost it on my Instagram, so I don't really know. But it's all the Gundam Kitchen. .com is the website too. If you Google it, it's coming up pretty high now, so happy about that. Moving up.
Cool, nice.
Yeah, especially if you're in the area, definitely. Like if you're in the tri-state, it definitely comes up pretty quickly. Yeah, we're at 1031 Little Gloucester Road in Black Horse, New Jersey. Right off the 42 Expressway. So if you're headed to AC or the shore points in the summer, drop by. We are 5 minutes away from an outlet, so if your wife or girlfriend doesn't want to hang out in the store, drop her off at the outlet, come by and spend the whole day.
Nice.
So when you were buying the store, you're like, we need to find somewhere near an outlet, and that's why I bought it. So you're really forward thinking.
Yeah.
I was clever.
I had the store before the outlet opened, but yeah, that's exactly what I knew.
That's it. Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, it's funny that you mentioned that because when we were leaving, when we were up there the other week, my wife saw the outlets and she's like, "Oh, outlets." Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, and my sales rep held a demo today for Flames of War, and he brought his girlfriend or wife, and I was like, there's an outlet right down the block. You can go hang out. I know you don't want to stay for 4 hours and watch us play games.
Oh man, that's great. That is great. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to mention, Strider Prime's going to be at the class next week too. So if you want to meet up with Strider Prime, come on to the class and make sure you sign up. So there you go, Strider.
Cool.
In this chat,
I saw it out there in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him comment.
So,
on that.
Irad,
Cool.
the question is, are you looking forward to the Hama Hama RE1100 kit?
Yeah,
Yeah?
definitely. I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Good.
because it's
I'm a
a
Xeon guy.
crazy design. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the
I
crazy
like
stuff
it.
of Xeon. Like Federation's a little too like cut and dry for me every time. Xeon just does like insane stuff with their kits.
Yeah.
They're nuts. Whatever they just have, they
Cool.
just have like
Okay, well,
insane
you're cool.
good designers. Those designers were like sniffing glue when they came up with those designs.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, the Zeta ones especially, man. Oh boy.
I was doing some painting yesterday on my Zeta, and when I was putting in a layer of white, a little particle of dust landed on as I was laying the white down, which of course is super frustrating. So I let it dry, and then I got a little bit of wet and dry, 2000 grit, started to sand that down, and it goes down pretty deep, and I realized now there was a little bit of a ridge in the white paint. So I need to sand it down a little bit more. So I primed it, got my wet and dry again, and I had a glass of water sitting next to me. I'm like, I'll just use that for my water. So I dipped that in there, doing the sanding, got it all right, put the white back on, it looks flawless. And then a bit later, I picked up the glass, and I'm like, oh, it's just had a little bit of sandpaper, and it's fine. And I had a little sip of it, and I realized it wasn't water. It was like this lime soft drink soda that I've been drinking.
Oh,
So I'm
no.
wet and drying with some lime soda on my kit. So we'll see if it looks like it works. So anyway, you guys can use water or lime soda for your wet and dry.
Nice.
Oh no.
I'll remember that.
Nice.
Good tip.
Yep.
I'll remember
Actually-
not to do that.
Yeah.
Actually, Josh, real quick before we have to go, that your story just reminded me of something that I used to, that I still do, but I had to do on the Blue Destiny, which was a resin upgrade, and the paint I originally put on it basically started to strip off because I guess there was still some stubborn release agent or something like that on there. So what I did was I took some degreaser and wet sandpaper, and I dipped the sandpaper in the degreaser and I sanded with that.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man,
That'd work.
it gripped like crazy now. That paint is never coming off of there.
Yeah.
So you basically knock out two birds with one stone. You get that, you get a nice wet sanded finish, and you degrease the top layer of that resin and get rid of the release agent. So
pick up that
Question
degreaser.
for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you guys wash all your kits?
Before I do painting, before I do priming, I lightly sand it with one of these kind of sanding sponges. I lightly sand it like that, and then I very tiny amount of detergent, warm water, wash it. Yeah.
So you're just getting off the sanding stuff you did, but like if you
Sanding
were doing
stuff.
something fresh out the box, would you wash your kit fresh out the
So
box?
you mean fresh out of the box that I'm going to paint?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't
I
wash it
probably
before
still
you're
would.
ready to paint, right?
I still would, because I'm
Before
so
painting.
scared of painting the whole thing and having the paint not stick. So I'll spend an hour washing it. Yeah.
well, see, Josh is still new to the whole painting bit and
Yeah,
everything like that.
I'm
'cause-
so new.
yeah,
How about you,
but he's
Tim?
still really
You
good.
wash?
What's that, Aaron?
Are you a washer?
Like Josh had said, I only wash right before I prime. I do not take the time to wash it right out of the box, mainly because I'm going to be customizing pretty much every part and sanding them all down anyways. So it's kind of worthless at that point. But yes, right before I go to Prime, I will absolutely take every single part. I'll probably wipe them down first with, a rag or a brush or something like that to get dust off as much as possible. I will throw them into my ultrasonic cleaner with a bit of degreasing detergent, just a little bit, not a lot, just to get any excess, kind of body oil off and everything. Take them out, set them on a paper towel, let them sit for 24 hours. And after that, they should be good to go. So yeah, I absolutely wash before I prime.
See, it's funny because I hear a lot of people who haven't done anything and they're like, "Oh, do I need to wash the kit?" And I'm like, "You're straight building the kit. I don't know."
Oh, straight build, no.
Oh yeah, no.
Probably
Straight building, no point.
Yeah, or you can put some panel on. Like, I don't think you need to wash it. Like maybe that might be like a really old school thing where they had a whole lot of residue on them fresh out the factory, but this stuff's good.
Yeah.
I understand. Like if you're standing and you're creating particles, you're gonna have to wash it. Like you say, you're touching it, your grease and stuff like that's gonna be on it, but. Yeah, I don't. If you can straight build it, I don't know why you have to wash it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I mean, if you're like the comic book dude from The Simpsons, then eating Cheetos and everything every day, then that may be a different story. But for the vast majority of us, I think we're pretty good without washing them, just straight building.
I think orange is a great filter.
Exactly right. Oh my God, Cheeto dust.
And I have a tip trick for if you are gonna wash everything and you have all your parts together and you want it to dry really quick, is I put them all in a pillowcase, tie the top off, and put that in my clothes dryer on the cool setting, not hot. You just want cool there, and just let it run in there for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then you have perfectly dry parts ready to go. And the pillowcase stops you losing the parts. You just have to be very careful taking them out. Yeah.
Are you
don't
serious?
scratch each other? They don't get scratched up from each
really
other.
do that, Josh? Or are you joking?
Yeah, I've done that before because I'm too impatient to wait for them to air dry.
Oh man,
it's always hard for us to tell if you're joking or not.
Yeah, I mean you are a brave.
I'm actually 100% serious, but I mean it. It's got to be on just a cool air setting, none of this hot stuff, because then you end up with a customized kit. Yeah,
It's artistic.
Yeah, it's artistic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, everybody thinks it's a joke. No, I'm 100% serious. I've done it twice before. It works fantastically.
There you go, everybody. We learned a new technique right from Josh. Stuff.
Pillowcase drawing.
Nobody believes me anymore.
I mean, seriously, we're like Simon said, we're having a hard time telling you're joking.
I promise. When I say I promise, I'm telling the truth. I promise. Yeah.
Rock on. All right. So
I'll take a photo of it when I do it with my Zeta. I'll take a photo and prove it.
Oh, there you go. Cool. All right. So that's about all the time that we have for on this episode of Gunpla Talk, everybody. Let's go around the room real quick. Let's do some plugs of our various endeavors. Let's start with Josh. Josh, go ahead and plug what you got.
Yep, Josh Wadera, and on Facebook and Instagram, I post my work in progresses of my Gundams and my website, joshwadera.com. I do drawings and I sell art prints that I ship worldwide. So check that out. And I recently put up a PDF. It's about a 250-page PDF of my work in progress on my latest Zeta. So it's all the steps of all my Facebook albums. And you can buy it on my website. And the price is whatever you want, $1 all the way up to $25. You set the price for whatever you like. You download it. So go and enjoy that. That's it.
Nice. Well worth the money, whatever you pay for it.
What's that around?
How big are those pictures that you're using a ballpoint pen for? Are you actually using a ballpoint pen?
Yeah, I don't have one here. It's a ballpoint pen because I used to draw with pencil, but pencil smudges if you carry it around. So I tested out a bunch of pens and I found a really dry one. So it's kind of a cross-hatching technique, but it looks like pencil. So it's ballpoint pen. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but I really like it.
How big are they? Because the detail you put into them is amazing.
It's A4 size. It's A4 size. You guys sign off. I'll go grab it and I'll show you around. I'll be back.
Cool. Thank you, Josh. All right, let's take it over to Simon. Simon, go ahead and plug everything.
Sure. You can find my stuff at GundamUK.com. here on YouTube as Gundam UK. And you can come and join us on the Mecha Lounge at mecha-lounge.com.
Awesome. All right, Zach, go ahead.
Yep. I'm just here on my YouTube channel. You can also come join me over on the Mecha Lounge, just mechalounge.com.
Thanks, Zach.
Simon 2.0.
Yeah, just here, and Instagram. Like I said, my computer is currently away, so not really uploading any videos this week. We'll probably around the middle to end of next week. Hopefully at least by Friday, I should be ready to go on that. But I'm recording other stuff, so I have a bunch of stuff that'll be in the queue, ready to be edited and uploaded at that time.
Awesome.
Otherwise, following my Instagram is the best way to stay up to date, to know like what reviews are coming next, because I always post the pictures first before the videos are coming up. So cool. You can see that. Yep,
wonderful.
That's about it.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Irad, I know we already talked a little bit about it, but go ahead and plug anything else that you might want to talk about.
TheGundamKitchen.com. Everything, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook's probably the best one to follow me on. The webpage, and visit us in the store if you're ever in the area. I had somebody from Germany who flew in to see his girl in DC and drove all the way up here just to come by. So visit us if you're anywhere in the area. Check us out.
That's awesome. Real quick, just to add on to that, the Gundam Kitchen Facebook or YouTube channel is a good one to watch. So go subscribe to that. So definitely.
Here you go.
Right,
here you go, Rad. So
there you
A4
go.
size. So it's about
That's
the size
amazing,
of like a high grade box. Yeah. A lot of detail crammed in there. A4.
What size is that in real dimensions?
It would be 7 yards and a mile, 3/4 mile.
Damn, dude, you're immense then.
I don't know. I don't know what your sizes are. U.S. letter maybe or something like that.
Okay. Like what kind of like centimeters, millimeters, whatever?
29 by 21. 29 centimeters by 21. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So
it's a big job trying to cram in the details, but it's a good size because I go and draw in cafes and bars and stuff like that. So it's a good size to take with me. Yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool.
You'll have to get me one of those.
Yeah, man. I'll have to send you one.
All right, cool.
Nice. And guys, for those that are not with us, Jim, Gunpla Fixation, check out his Facebook page and all that good stuff. YouTube, all that. Jimmy's the grandfather, if you will, of Gunpla Talk. He's the one that started us. And for Justin couldn't be with us today. He's got a family thing. So check out Justinius Builds on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those great tutorials and stuff there. And hey, what about me? Check me out. Child of Mecca on Facebook, Instagram, maybe a little bit of Twitter, all that good stuff. And hey, you know what? If you guys haven't heard about this super cool class that we got coming up, I know we haven't mentioned it at all during this show. Check it out next week at the Gundam Kitchen in New Jersey. Seats are limited. Sign up now. Well worth the money. Me and Justin are going to be there along with some other personalities in the Gunpla world. So come on out, meet us, talk to us, learn some stuff. So that's all I got. And I think we're done. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time. This has been Gunpla Talk. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.